G'day ladies and gents, and welcome back to the Rundown Under with Mags. For those of you who are unfamiliar with this particular segment on the channel, this is my, well, I'd say bi-monthly, but it's not even that anymore. My little segment that whenever I've got something to say about the channel, to do a little bit of an update, I throw one of these up just to have a little bit of a chat about what is going on, and it has been a while. This is my first Rundown Under for 2019, and I've got a couple of things to discuss. First things first, I'm sure most of you noticed there was a little bit of gap in content the last couple of days. In fact, there was about a 4-day gap with nothing up. I'm hoping to avoid having that again, but basically what's going on is, much like last year, I've started another course. However, this time I'm not doing just a short course like I did last year. This time I'm actually doing a diploma. I am full on back to school as of, well, last week. Now, the diploma I'm doing is in design, specifically focused at graphic arts, and I'm doing a little bit of design technical drawing as well as part of that, but there is some other areas as well, such as some actual freeform art, 2D and 3D imaging, and a little bit of animation in there as well. So, the main reason I wanted to cover this is obviously, that's why there was a little bit of a gap. I'm hoping I will be able to get around that from now on. It is 5 days a week, so I'm going to have to restructure how I do things here on the channel a little bit, but I am looking to continue content as it has been. Well, I say that, but that's not entirely true. I'm looking to try and continue content at least the same rate that I have been so far, but I do want to restructure how I'm doing the channel a little bit as well. I'm not entirely sure exactly how I'm going to restructure the channel, but essentially what I want to do is set it up so that everything that I'm learning in the course, everything that I'm picking up, I can then apply to the videos that I'm creating. One, I'm hoping this will up the quality of the videos. There'll be some unique art assets. There will definitely be some animation coming in once I get to that period of the course, so on and so forth. But also to turn the channel into almost a portfolio of my work. An applied application of pretty much everything I'm learning that I can then turn around and use as almost a showcase of what I'm capable of, because there is obviously some stuff that I do here on the channel that will not be covered in the course, but is stuff that, particularly in the video editing side of things, could be useful in the future. And the reason why I'm doing this is, as I'm sure those of you who follow YouTube and social events around YouTube, I'm not going to go into specifics here because this is not what I do on the channel, but those of you who have been following that will be aware that YouTube is a little bit volatile and has been for a little while. And currently, due to my disability, I've essentially been reliant on YouTube for an income. That's how I've been doing it. My condition, which I keep saying I will make a video on, and I am planning to at some point. In fact, that would be a fantastic place to actually show some of what I'm learning, particularly if I could work out how to edit an image in such a way that it would give you an idea of what I actually see. But going past that, my condition for the most part renders me unemployable in most business areas that exist in the area that I live in. Essentially, it's not so much that I'm incapable of doing the work. The problem is that I'm borderline uninsurable. The area I live in is rural Victoria, so the majority of the work available in this kind of an area tends to be based around agriculture. It tends to be based around heavy industry, light industry, those kinds of an areas. And as you can imagine, having somebody who, if their contact was, well, the one contact that allows them to see was just to happen to move slightly, would be effectively blind in the middle of a workplace surrounded by forklifts, heavy machinery, and potentially livestock, a whole assortment of things that are rather dangerous if you're not aware of what's going on around you. Trying to get insurance for somebody like me, it doesn't happen. You can't get it. So people just won't hire you. And it's not like there's a workforce shortage in this area anyway. If you have the option between hiring the blind guy and you have the option between hiring the able-bodied guy, doesn't matter how much experience the blind guy might actually have, the able-bodied guy is always going to be the proper choice. And, I understand that. That's not a major issue. And I originally created the YouTube channel as just a way of essentially getting past my boredom of being stuck at home, unemployed, and to give me something to do so I didn't lose my mind while I was trying to work out where I was going to go. And the YouTube channel ended up shooting off to the point where it was actually able to sustain a very basic, but an income nonetheless, and actually be able to support me and my family. So, awesome. I found a way around the problem, but it's becoming less and less reliable as events that are going on at the moment are slowly attacking. I think what we're up to at this point, the third adpocalypse, and there is probably going to be a fourth one based on some very recent events that have occurred and some of the actions around YouTube as well. It's not looking good in this regard. So, actually at this point, massive shout out to all of my Patreon subscribers and the new subscribers that I've got on Subscribestar. You guys are actually the only reason I've been able to continue doing this at this point, because YouTube is unreliable. It is just straight up unreliable at this point. But essentially what I'm trying to do here is I love doing this. So I want to make a profession out of this. So I'm trying to pick up the qualifications and skills that I require in order to actually be able to do work in the design field. Essentially, start my own business that I can operate from home where I can potentially take clients worldwide. This is a really good idea for somebody in my situation because my house is already set up to account for the fact that I have this condition. My office is a clean environment. The whole house is arrayed in a way that I can work around, and if I have any issues, I'm able to completely function on my own, no problems whatsoever. So I've got it all set up to work around. So if I can operate a business out of here, perfect. I solve all the problems and can continue providing for my family and doing what I have to do. To be clear, this doesn't mean that I want to stop doing the YouTube thing, but my long-term goal here is if I can get these qualifications and I can get a business in the design field started up. It doesn't have to be a particularly large one. I'm not looking to be a multi-millionaire here, just looking enough to essentially make the same wage everybody else is making and contribute to society as somebody should my age and pay my taxes and do what I have to do, and then continue doing the YouTube stuff on the side, but YouTube will no longer be a primary income. I don't have to give a damn what the hell is going up with YouTube. I just make videos for you guys to enjoy. You guys enjoy the videos and have a lot of fun with it. I don't even really need to care about copyrights anymore. If I was running a business where I was making, a normal 9-to-5 wage, completely sidestepping everything that's on YouTube, and YouTube was completely irrelevant, yeah, next Tomcat video I'd go and do would immediately have Danger Zone, and I would pull every single 80s cliche track that I could possibly find onto it, because it wouldn't matter anymore if they demonetize the video. Who gives a shit? It doesn't matter. That's where I'm sort of trying to go with this. Be able to live, function, do everything I need to do with my own business, and then be able to do this on the side for just fun and to entertain you guys, and just to be able to be laid back around it. Be able to take this channel back to where it was, back when I had about 10 or 20,000 subscribers, which was around or just before the point that I monetized. I didn't monetize this channel really early on. If you go back through the comment section of my older videos when I was about 15 to 20,000 subs, I actually had you guys yelling at me to monetize my videos because I was making them and they weren't done. And that was the point that I changed over. I want to go back to there. That's where I want the channel to be at. If it happens to make some money on the side, awesome. If it doesn't, I don't care. So that's what I'm up to at the moment. So I'm going to probably be doing a little bit of restructuring of the channel itself in order to be able to bring everything that I'm learning into it. Hopefully it'll improve the quality of the videos. I'm hoping it won't delay any of the video releases. I'm actually kind of hoping that it'll do the exact opposite. One of the side effects of going back to school, I've been a little bit too deep into the procrastination a little bit recently. Getting back into the schooling and having a set schedule that I cannot bypass is forcing me to fix up my own schedule on this end as well. And I'm hoping I'll be able to fix that up and actually get back to, well, eventually I'd like to get back to the 6 videos a week that I used to pull off. I'm not sure how I'd manage to do that just yet, but that is, again, something else that is in my list of goals at this point. So anyways, that is what is going on at that side, and that's what caused that delay. I was starting up back at school due to a error or a bit of an issue in the offices. I actually started off back at school 2 weeks after the course started, so I had 4 days to catch up on 2 weeks worth of work. Managed to pull it off, hit the first assessment task, which was done in the very first week that I was back, and managed to knock it out of the park straight away. So awesome. I think I've got this under control and everything should be smooth from this point in, but it was just a little bit hectic there at the start. I needed to give it a little bit of, give it 100% of my focus just to get myself to where everybody else already was. So anyways, that's what's been going on there. What else? Well, we have Kingdom Come Deliverance down on the channel, and I have had a couple of emails pop through. You know, why? Why this RPG? Why this particular game? It doesn't really fit in with anything else that I'm doing on the channel. And I sort of wanted to cover that a little bit here. It's actually really straightforward. Because of the amount of time it actually takes to put together a video, you know, it looks like you just play the game and then you upload it, but there is actually a little bit more involved with that. The time that is consumed with actually putting together a sequence video that makes sense, doesn't dawdle around too much, has the right sections edited out, and looks good as a finished product, plus the time to upload and get it up, I basically have very limited, if any, time to play any games for myself anymore. Everything that I play must be in some way associated with the channel. So I've got a whole list of RPGs. I used to be huge into RPGs. I used to play things, you know, well, Skyrim I think was the last one that I played right before, when it first came out, right before I sort of got the channel running. But, you know, I used to play through the Mass Effect series and going all the way back to the original Fallouts. Huge RPG fan. Love the entire genre. I don't get to play them anymore because the amount of time investment to go into them versus the amount of time that I've got to put into making videos and doing other things on the channel, I just don't have time to be able to complete them anymore. So I've come to the conclusion that if I actually want to complete any game on, you know, any RPG, anything that is not, you know, IL-2, DCS, War Thunder, which is probably going to be getting a few extra videos coming up very soon, but I'll get into that in a second. If I want to play any old school RPGs or new RPGs that come out, I have to put them on the channel. I have to make them part of the core content of the channel, otherwise I'm simply not going to have enough time to be able to play them anymore. So that's where Kingdom Come Deliverance came from. I just wanted to play it. I used to be really skittish about doing this. You know, if I put up, back when I was playing Subnautica commonly, another game that I have to cover because I do have Below Zero. I've been waiting for a few content releases to be out for it, so there's a little bit more. But back when I was playing that, if I put up a Subnautica video, I'd automatically assume I have to put up 3, you know, War Thunder IL-2 DCS related videos now. It doesn't matter which combination, but I've got to put up 3 sort of mil-sim flight game related videos now following that one to counter the fact that I've taken a video that's so far out of track for the channel because that's what the core audience wants. I've kind of gotten over that now. At this point, you guys know me. Most of you that are here to watch me, or at least I assume you are. You're not here to watch whatever the latest war video is. I'm going to throw up whatever I'm playing, and I'm hoping you guys are going to come for the ride. And, you know, if you don't, I understand. That's cool. Hoping you will. It's a hell of a fun game. It's got some really interesting sections. I'm actually quite a bit ahead of where you see in the current playthrough at the moment. The next video on that should be out tomorrow, by the way. But it is a really fantastically done game. A little awkward in some places. There's the odd glitch and bug here and there. But for the most part, it's fantastic fun. And I mean, I played through original, unpatched, unmodded Oblivion back in the day. You want to talk about bugs? I am really not concerned with bugs. I got through that. So yeah, moving on from Kingdom Come Deliverance, War Thunder. Obviously, I've been getting quite a few, banging the desk, quite a few emails in regards to this one. What happened to the War Thunder Air content? Have I given up on War Thunder completely? I've only done like 3 War Thunder videos in the last month, if that. Basically, yeah, I did for a bit. I just needed to stop playing it. I needed to step away from it. It was driving me up the wall. Burnout, I suppose, would be the correct word. It's not the first time that I've burned out on War Thunder, and it is something that will happen whenever you try and focus heavily on one title. I essentially haven't played War Thunder Air in about the last 2 patches, or 2.5 patches. I've had a match here and there, but nothing that I've taken seriously. In fact, any time that I've been in a play in War Thunder, it's generally been in ground forces, or I have been playing a little bit of arcade, just to load up and give me something to do while I've got a YouTube video running in the background, or while I'm uploading, because, you know, I don't really care much. I'm just having a bit of fun, I'm not recording, and I just need something to do to take my time. But yeah, I haven't been playing War Thunder Air at all. However, I did start over the last couple of days jumping back in, and I actually had fun, which surprised me a little, to be perfectly honest, because I really wasn't having fun the last time I actually played. And yeah, I first match I took out the F6F. I cannot aim for shit, to be perfectly honest. My aim was not up. My aim was never fantastic to begin with. I'm a decent pilot in War Thunder, but I'm not the greatest shot, and I fully admit that. But I was a little bit worse than usual, so I'm definitely a little rusty in that regard. But 3 kills in the F6F in the first match, and there were some pretty fun engagements as well, with some nice turn fighting. So I have got that recording set aside, and I'm probably going to put that one up in the next couple of days. And I think I'm going to play a little bit more of it. It's never going to go back to being the primary game on the channel, guys. I'm sorry, that's just never going to happen. But yeah, so long as I'm having fun with it, I have no problem popping more of it up in the background and having a bit of fun. It is nice and laid back now. Much better now that I'm not stressing about it so much. And War Thunder Ground Forces, I've been continuing to play that. I don't play it as much as I have been either. I backed off from that a little bit as well. But I have been playing that continuously. I do still enjoy it. Not enjoying the high tier matches this patch. I think the new battle rating 10 tanks have broken high tiers for me now. I took out my lineup with the Abrams, the XM1, and the IP. So, yeah, basically a full lineup of battle rating 10 tanks, or near on battle rating 10 tanks, and took on the new Leopard and the T-80U, I think it is. I haven't got it in front of me at the moment. I think that's the Russian one. Yeah, I'm not enjoying it as much as I was at top tiers, but winding it back down and going back down to about battle rating 6 or below, been having a really good time in tanks. So I think I'm going to probably stay in the World War II, post-World War II area and War Thunder from now on, and that'll be where most of my videos are focused. I don't think I'm going to worry. I haven't truly enjoyed jet tier in probably a year and a half to 2 years. My only real interest in jet tier recently was taking a look at the mechanics behind the new heat-seeking missiles, which I thought were pretty good. I didn't even bother looking at the radar for the new jets outside of watching the live streams from Gaijin on it. And the thing is, I play DCS, and DCS I have all of the radar modeled about as well as it can be modeled in any sim. And I have all the missiles modelled about as well as the missiles can be modelled in any sim. And I have all the aircraft modelled about as well as the aircraft can be modelled in any sim. So why would I go back to shooting missiles in War Thunder when I could just load up DCS and do exactly the same thing there? And I've got a much more realistic combat environment. It's not a 10-minute arena battle. I can have full-on ground support missions that are actually meaningful, use combinations of air-to-ground missiles. I can run seed missions, I can do the whole lot. There is no reason for me to go into there. I understand those that don't play DCS and want to have a bit of missile combat and don't want to play something like Ace Combat. Yeah, I get you guys. I get why you're enjoying it. I get why you enjoy the mechanics. Power to you, but it's just not something for me anymore. Every time I look at even clips of it or streams of it or other YouTubers' videos of it, I sort of look at it and the brain is automatically comparing to DCS on how things should function in comparison to how they are functioning. And you might call it a suspension of disbelief issue now. I've reached a point where I can't buy what Gaijin is selling in that area anymore. So I'm going to leave that to those who enjoy it, and I'm just going to focus on the areas in War Thunder that I really enjoy, and I think that'll work out better for everyone in general. So yeah, that's War Thunder, and the last one's sort of been IL-2. IL-2 sort of died on the channel for a little bit. It wasn't something that was intentional, I just kept getting sidetracked by other things. The big one was getting early access to the Tomcat, which, as you can imagine, consumed a huge amount of my time in DCS, learning how that thing worked, playing around with it, finding out what its limitations were, and then, you know, making content, a little bit of content for you guys to have a look and see what it was all about prior to it coming out. So I do want to get back into the IL-2. There is going to be more IL-2 coming up. One of the major issues we're having at the moment is we're having some slight stability issues with some of the missions, because I am trying to set up large-scale multiplayer missions that actually have objectives, that aren't just a blow up X target on the map or engage in air combat type setup, something that has a complicated series of mission objectives that must be completed with a team of human players. But IL-2 is not quite as friendly as you would hope in getting these set up, so we're trying to work our way around these. So I'm hoping there will be some coming up very soon. At the very least, there's going to be some standard IL-2 multiplayer coming up. I haven't flown my HE111 in quite some time, and I want to turn it back into a monster dive bomber again with a bunch of newbies at the guns that are screaming as I'm flying off the top of the trees, because that is a hell of a lot of fun, and I really enjoy doing it. So I'm going to try and organise that again sometime soon. The other side of things is the historical videos, which kind of died. I did the first one, and I never actually got around to doing the second one for the PO2. That one was actually really straightforward for the Night Witches series. I did a test recording in War Thunder, because at the time, IL-2 didn't have the PO2. And the idea was for background footage to actually set up a proper Night Witches raid using PO2s. The problem is War Thunder looks like shit at night time. There was no way to make it look good. So I ended up canning the idea, waiting for the PO2 to come out. PO2 was out. We've actually flown a mission. We built a complex mission that was a full-on Night Witches attack with all human players manning all of the PO2s. We pulled it off. It was beautiful. It looked fantastic. I have the replay sitting on the computer at the moment. I've just got to record them off. I just haven't got around to doing that yet. So that is going to be popping up again too as part of that, and probably going to be fairly soon. I actually might try and work on that one this weekend if I can, because I've got half the script sitting here ready to go. Procrastination has been a problem. I need to deal with it. So anyways, that will be coming up really soon, and as I said, that was a beautiful mission. In fact, I'm sort of hoping that Deadmeat actually built the mission for this one. I'm sort of hoping he'll actually release this one and let everybody play it. It's entirely worth playing. Fantastic environment, good formation flying at night time with no lights, only moonlight as your ambient lighting. I think you guys will really enjoy it. So anyways, I'm going to kick off the historical videos out of IL-2 with that one once again. From there, I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing with them. Again, YouTube is always the problem whenever it's dealing with anything history. You know, anytime you want to play with anything that is even remotely controversial, they tend to flip their shit. So I need to work around this a little. I have some ideas. I'm not going to give any guarantees. The last time I gave some guarantees, they fell through. So I'm not going to do that this time. Hopefully, however, I can get some stuff up and you guys will enjoy it as well. So anyways, ladies and gents, I hope you enjoyed the video and thank you very much for watching. Again, this is my Ramble On series, so I hope you found what was going on at least somewhat interesting, entertaining, or informative on how the channel actually operates and what I'm up to. Look forward to reading your comments in the comment section down below. And yeah, until next time, remember to click that like button, share and subscribe if you would like to see more, and as always, fly smart, fly safe, and I'll catch you in the skies.